Hi, phone girl.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Well, just you and me. Should we start? We'll wait. Somebody will show up here in a moment. You know who Ravi Zacharias is?
No.
He was an evangelist, a preacher, guy who I forgot what do you call it? An apologetics person. He basically would teach about why the Bible is true and why we believe what we believe, that type of thing. Anyway, he passed away today, so he's a well-known guy for that. So, yeah, he had cancer. He was 74, so wasn't young, I suppose. Oh, okay. Well, let's just get started. We can catch up later. It's almost, it's already, what, 2 minutes late? All right, so we're going to talk about using proportions to solve percent problems. What a nice, finally somebody's coming in. So on that first page there, you have a chart that shows, you guys have had that proportion chart before, where you had two places, but now they've got that third one with the total, which you guys have done as well. So when we're talking about ratio and trying to figure out using known numbers to get another thing. So if we look at that example one, it says 30% of the students earn an A on the test, all right? And so we know that as far as the way things go, all right, so we have our categories here. We have those that earn an A. We know that the amount is 30%. Now, what do we know about the total of percent has to be in the end?
100%.
Yeah, so you're going to put 100 at the bottom, which means the not A is going to be what?
70.
That one's easy to figure out kind of on your own. And then it says that if 12 students earned an A, so we know that actually 12 that earned an A, then it's asking you how many students were there in all. So it's looking for the total number of students. Now, if it was looking for those that didn't get an A, then you'd use comparison of 30 to 70. You'd use 30 to 70 and 12 to X, or whatever you use to do that. And so in this case, though, we're doing 30 to 100, 30 to the total, 30% to 100, which we can reduce to 3/10 by crossing the zeros off, is equal to 12 over X. Now this one you can solve in your head if you want to, right? Because you multiply 3 times what to get to 12?
4.
Yeah, so you multiply the bottom one times 4, and so then you know the total then is going to be 40 at the bottom. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? So in a ratio box, when you're doing that, that's the that's the idea. You use what you know about percentages, and then you make that the total, and then you understand, in doing that, you understand that you can compare however you need to in order to get to what you need to get to. All right, so let's try a different one here. It says there in example 2, only 40% of the team members played in the game. So the two categories that we're talking about here, we'd split it into 3 parts. We have the ratio, of course, is the first thing here, and then the actual count. I'll just put AC over here. We know that those that played and those that didn't play, we'll put DNP for that. So those are the two categories, did play and did not play. We know that the percent of the team members played in the game. So that's 40 that we know. And then you have, of course, 100 as your total, because your totals will always come out to 100. And then your 60% for those that did not play. So it says 24, and then this is what you've got to be careful of, is always watching to see what information they're actually giving you. Because I can imagine, because they said 40% of the team members played in the game, but it said 24 members did not play. And so you got to put that under the DNP part. And so you're putting 24 here under the did not play part, because that's what they're giving you. But the tendency would be, because they gave you the 40% first, which was the number that played, then the tendency would be to put the 24 with that. But that's where you got to be careful. You got to carefully read the wording there so that you get it in the right place. So now what they're asking to compare is what they're asking is how many did play. So this is the part we're missing. We don't care about this part right here. That's not important anymore, because all we need is the number that played altogether. Okay, and so now we use our comparison, and we'll use 4/6, since we know that 40 over 60 reduces to 4/6, is equal to 0, or x. We'll put x on the top, over 24. Now again, we can notice that all you're doing is multiplying by 4, right? So you multiply the 6 times 4 to get 24, and then you multiply 4 times 4 to get your answer of 16. Okay, and so that's the method you use. You make your chart, fill in the information that you know, you do your ratios according to what you need to use them for, and then you'd have no problem getting what you need to get.
Mr. Jones,
So, go ahead. Yes.
doesn't 40 over 60 reduce to 2/3?
It does, but why? I mean, why is that important?
I don't know, because you said it reduces to that, so like maybe.
So, all right, well, let's do that. So let's say I reduced it to 2/3. Okay, if I was looking for the ratio, just the ratio, then yeah, I would reduce it. But in the sense of what we're trying to do, we're just trying to get a number. And so if I reduce it to that, I multiply 3 times what to get to 24?
By 8.
And then I multiply 2 times 8, and what do I get as my answer?
16.
Yeah, so see, in finding the answer, it's not necessarily important to reduce it all the way. I just did it with instead of 40 over 60, because 40 over 60, you can't compare 60 to 24. How do you get from 60 to 24? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I reduced it enough so that I could figure out what my number would be in the end. All right. So let me give you guys one.
What?
These type of problems really are very similar in the, they become very realistic if you're trying to actually figure out some things in work, you know, in kind of a work situation. But let's go ahead with this. Boy, I hope I can write this without any problem.
Yeah.
Can you guys read that okay right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the baseball game? Okay.
Done the basketball game.
Eric made.
What's that?
Eric made.
Yeah, he's not here. I don't know where he is. Anybody know anything about him?
Probably again. I
Prob-
couldn't log in.
Probably
That's
dead.
probably gonna.
What did
That's
you?
probably gonna. That's probably gonna be his excuse.
Oh,
Couldn't log in. But
okay. Anyway. All right, and so then it's going to ask you what percent of the shots did she miss or he miss? I can get it to right. Come on. And oh, it went off. That's why. Oh, it might be out of battery power. Oh, perfect timing. So basically, it says during the baseball game, Eric made it's supposed to be basketball game, made 8 shots and missed 12 shots. What percent of the shots did he miss? What percent of the shots did he miss?
I know.
One moment, let me trying to find my charger for this thing. What I'm gonna do is hope I didn't throw it away.
Mr.
Yeah, 1 second. I said
Okay.
trying to get my my pen charged up. Oh, okay. So it's the other one. All right. That is correct, Andre. Did you already show me yours, Brianna, or no?
No.
Put that charging. Correct, Brianna. Oh, that's right. I can't write on it. All right, so you should have your ratio box set up something like this. Katie, can you show me your picture and also the rest of you, please? Andre, thank you.
I'm sorry.
So if you have that set up, then what do you put in for the percent made? This is your ratio. And this is your actual. So what do you put in for the percent made?
40.
Yeah, 40%. And then so 60% for the did not make and 100 for the total. All right, and then the actual amount for how many did he make actually?
He made. Well, no, 8.
8. All right, and so we're trying to find out well, we don't know the percent, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, what percent did she make? Or I mean, what percent did she not make? Well, if you already know that, what she made was oh, I didn't give you the 40, did I? So what you had here, 8, 12. Okay, so I had kind of messed up on this, what I wrote on here. Because this information wasn't there, just the 100 was there. It shows that she had 8, or he had 8, and 12 as the numbers there. And so then the total was 20. So you're looking for what they did not make. So you would compare X over 100 is equal to 12 over 20. Okay, and that would be your comparison. And so then it would be 20X equals 1200. I don't really have room here to put it, but I'll just put it underneath of it. All right, so then you can reduce the 0 from each one since you're going to be dividing by 2, or 20 in the end. It would be 1200 divided by 20, and so 120 divided by 2, which ends up being 60%, and then 40% for what was made. Is that how you did it, Andre, or did you just figure it out in your head?
This is what I did.
Okay.
I found out the total was 20. I found out that 20 went into 100 5 times, which I multiplied 5 by 8, and I got 40. So I knew that 60 is gonna be not made.
Okay, good. That was good. You actually did it well. Of course, you could have done the 12 into times 5 as well, and that would have been 60 also. So you could just found it out that way. But that's kind of the way that you got to take care of these type of problems. Okay. So now, question. Does anybody have any questions about anything in math that you've been having difficulty with? Any kind of question that you have that you've not understood, or you keep getting wrong, and you just want to ask a question about it, how to do it, how is it supposed to be done, anything like that. I don't understand how to do these, or I don't understand why I keep getting these wrong. I did this in 5th grade, and there were several people that asked questions, and so I thought maybe some of you had some simple things that you might want to ask about. Now, there's got to be some, because I've seen your grades on your tests. This last test, the highest grade was Andre with a 90 or 92.5. And then the lowest grade was a 20. No, that wasn't you guys. No. Where are you? There. Somewhere in here is your test. There it is. All right, so, or not, maybe. There we go. Yes, the lowest grade was a 27.5. So I'm sure that some people have some questions somewhere. And then there was another one that was a 45, and then another one that was a 60. Andre, you had 100 actually.
Oh.
You had a pass, so. But I'm sure that there are some things that you guys are not understanding that you could ask about. And so now's a good time to ask me so I can explain some things to you. Anything, look in your book, you see a certain type of problem you're having difficulty with, or you're not exactly sure how to do it, ask me about it. Take advantage right now. In fact, I'll let you guys look through, and I'm going to go out, and I think I accidentally threw something away in the recycling I need to go get. So. Okay. So, what questions do we have here?
I forgot how to do number 11.
The one from today's?
No.
Today's or yesterday's?
It's on,
128? 128 or 129?
it's on 129.
Okay,
It's
so
number 11.
where you're adding positive and negative numbers. Okay. All right, so let me show you. So whenever you are, when it's just something like this, where you have a negative 13 like you do there. All right, so you have a positive and a negative number, right? So you have one positive number, which is the 8, and a negative number, which is the 13. This is the same as this, Juliana. So you're adding a negative number. It's the same as 8 minus 13. Now, what would be the answer for that top one? So you start at 8 and you go negative 13.
Oh.
So what would the answer be? Are you not sure?
Is it negative 5?
It is, yes, negative 5. So the idea is this. So whenever you have a positive, one positive and one negative number together, and you're adding or subtracting them, it doesn't matter what you call it, but you're always adding them actually. But so you have one positive, one negative number, okay? Whichever one is the higher number. In this case, the 13 is the higher number, right? Between 8 and 13. Whatever sign is in front of that number is going to be the sign that your answer is going to be. So in this case, the 13 is higher. So we'll make it red. So the 13 is higher. The 8 is smaller. The 13 has a negative sign in front of it. So your answer, you take the difference between 13 and 8, and the difference is 5, and then you put the negative sign in front of it. Okay? Same thing at the top. This is a negative 13 and a positive 8. So it's the exact same thing. It just looks different because all we did was add a negative instead of the other one, we just subtracted it. Okay? So that's the best way to do it. Now, for instance, if we had, what's the answer to that? Yeah, so, but it's the same idea. Look, that's a negative number. That's a positive number. Which one's larger? The positive number, right? So we take the difference between the two, which is 5, and it stays positive because the 13 is positive, which is the higher number. All right? You've been doing it that way the whole time. You just didn't realize it. Okay? All right. Any other questions?
Mr. Jones, can I call you later, like, to talk about my math test?
Yes. Any other questions? But yeah, go ahead, Katie.
Is it okay if I just ask questions when I'm going to be doing my math lesson?
You mean like call me up and ask me? That's fine. I may not be able to answer right at that moment, but now's a good time if you
No,
have.
it's okay. Like, I'll text you questions and if I have any while I'm doing the math today.
Yeah, that'd be fine. It may take a little bit of time to explain depending on what the question is, but I'll be glad to do it that way. I am available for questions, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead then to language.
May I go wash my hands?
What's that?
May I go wash my hands?
I couldn't understand a word you just said, Nandrik.
May I go wash my hands?
Go
May I go wash my hands?
wash your hands. Yeah, go ahead. All right. So this was for points thing. We never finished did we ever cover think A on 226?
We did it yesterday.
I did do it. Okay, I just double checking. That's right. All right, starting on think B, we'll wait till Andre gets back. So each blank is gonna be 1 point for these. Can you show me that well, go ahead and show me that you guys did it real quick. All right. And Juliana got it. Okay. Brianna got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Can you show me your assignment so I know that you did it? Page 226, 227.
26, 27. Think A, I forgot to do it and send it to you. But
Think A
I will
on
probably the 226 top, I forgot to send to write and send it. I forgot to do it. The top.
Yeah, the one from yesterday that you were supposed to have had done.
Yeah.
That you were supposed to do.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah, I know, because you're not writing it down, Andre. Either that or you're just not even looking. And I tell you guys, write it down, but you just don't listen. Okay. All right, can you hold it closer? I can't see it from there. I don't see anything written on the bottom there. Is there stuff written on the bottom? I can't tell because it's so far away.
Where?
On that page, yeah. Can you hold it closer? I'm trying to make it so that I can see it. Okay, I see it now. All right. So here we go. All right. So we'll do this. I'll ask around what your answers are, and then I'll tell you whether it's right or not, but everybody else listens so that you can hear whether the answer is right or not. Okay, so Juliana, what'd you get for number 1?
Adverb.
It is an adjective, not an adverb for number 1. All right, Katie, what about number 2?
Adjective?
That is an adverb, not an adjective.
I wasn't like sure for like, I thought it was an adverb, but then I was like, no. It's
Remember, the
probably-
word not is always an adverb.
Oh wait, no, I wrote adverb. I just crossed the J out. Oops.
All right, Brianna, how about number 3?
Adjective.
Yeah, it was an adjective. That's correct. All right, Andre, number 4, what'd you put?
Adverb.
It's not an adverb. It's an adjective for number 4. Number 5, Juliana. Eric.
Adverb.
For number 5 is an adverb. Yes, that's correct. Hey, Eric. You do realize it's 1:30, right?
I do.
So what happened?
We were gone. We just came back.
Okay, do you have your language done for 226, 227? You'll have to go back and watch a video for the math.
Okay.
So Brianna, I put that on there for you last night. You didn't even watch it.
I did.
Oh, it didn't. It said there were 0 watches from yesterday, or when I saw it this morning.
No,
Oh,
I watched it. Yeah.
okay. So can I see it, Eric? Eric,
What page?
226, 227. Eric.
No, I didn't do it.
Okay, so just go ahead and turn your sound down, please, and then watch for me to wave so that you can be ready when we're ready to move on. All right, so here we go. What number did we just do? Was that number 5, right, Juliana? Okay, number 6, Katie.
Adjective?
Nope, it is an adverb. All right, number 7, Brianna.
Adverb.
Nope, it's an adjective. Oh, you guys are going to struggle with this. Okay, number 8, Andre.
I put adjective.
It's an adverb. Like you guys are picking exactly opposite for every single one of these. Juliana, number 9.
Adverb.
It's an adjective. Come on, guys. All right, Katie, number 10.
Adverb.
That is an adverb. That's correct. N apostrophe T. It's just like not and no. All right. So there were 8 words for the adjectives, and probably you guys did not get them. Half a point for each one, so this would be worth 4 altogether. And then half a point for each one on the adverbs as well, and that's worth 2 points. All right, so let's see. Juliana, give me 2 that you got.
Are these supposed to be words?
Ma'am, of course. It says list all other adjectives except articles. And what are you going to list? What are you going to put if you don't put words?
Okay, for the adjectives,
Right, for the adjectives. Yeah, just tell me 2 of them.
hourly and daily.
Okay, those are both incorrect. What did you put, Katie?
Minimum and white.
Okay, those both are minimum white. Okay, Brianna, give me 2 more.
Put minimum and temperature.
That's all you put was 2 of them?
Yeah, I forgot to do adverbs, and then I didn't finish the adjectives. I
Okay,
only have 2.
and what was the second one you said? Minimum and what?
Temperature.
Well, the second one is not, so that'd be minus 3.5 for that, and minus 2 for the other one. Andre, what do you have for 2 more for adjectives?
Oh, 2 more. Did they say twice in precious?
We already said minimum and white.
Twice in precious?
What was the first one?
Twice?
Twice. That is not. By the way, twice is underlined. You wouldn't put the ones that are underlined already.
Oh,
That's why I said other. All other adjectives and are adverbs.
oh.
right. So Juliana, do you have any others for adjectives?
I did the underlined ones of the other ones, except for 2 of them.
That would make no sense to do, wouldn't it? Would it? Since they already had them underlined and you were already supposed to choose whether they're adverbs or adjectives, why would they have you list them again afterward?
Oh, no.
Katie, what do you have for, just give me all your adjectives, Katie, besides minimum and white.
I only put 2 because I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't find any.
Okay, so go ahead and put minus 3 for that. How about adverbs then, Katie?
I only put 1.
Which one would you put?
Unusually.
That's correct. So minus 1.5 for that part. And then anybody else have anything for the adverbs? Andre, do you have anything?
Nothing else than those that they just said.
Okay. All right, so on page number 227 then. All right, these are worth 1 point each also. So for number 1, Andre, what did you put?
Plays badly.
No, it would be poorly.
Oh, poorly.
Poorly, yes. Okay, number 2, Juliana, what'd you put there?
Bright.
Just bright?
Oh, brighter. Sorry.
No, that's not right. It should be brightly. That'd be an adverb. Okay, Katie, number 3.
3, 4. Think A on 227.
Right.
Okay, I put.
Hey,
creative-
Andre, can you stop doing that?
What?
Whatever, it's not you making that sound? Oh, I thought it was you, sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Katie, go ahead.
Creatively.
That's correct, creatively. Okay, number 4, Brianna,
Carefully.
that's correct. Number 5, back to Andre,
Number 5, happily.
happily is correct. Number 6, Juliana, couldn't hear you.
Really.
Really is correct, that's right. Number 7, Katie,
Better.
nope, it would be well. Okay, number 8, Brianna,
Badly.
who's doing that noise? Okay. All right. Badly is correct. Number 9, Andre.
9, Awfully.
That's correct. Awfully. Number 10, Juliana.
Quickly.
That's right. And then the last one there, Katie.
Surely.
Did you say Shirley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, so and then the next page, 228. 1 point per blank. And 1 point for each letter, each word underlined. So it's gonna be a total of 32 just on this part. Okay, give me both things. Juliana, we'll start with you. For number 1.
Okay, I underlined bad and adjective.
That's correct. Both are correct. Bad and adjective. Okay, Katie, number 2.
Adverb and quickly.
That's correct. Okay, number 3, Brianna.
Surely an adverb. Adverb, yeah.
That's correct. Okay, and then Andre, number 4.
I underline wonderful and put adjective.
That's correct. Juliana, number 5.
Adjective and bad.
That would both be wrong. It's an adverb and it's supposed to be badly. Okay, so it should be adverb and badly on that one. Number 6, Katie.
Adjective and delicious.
That's correct. Brianna, number 7.
Adjective and slow.
Incorrect. It should be adverb and slowly. Please go slowly on the icy roads, okay? Andre, number 8.
Carefully, and it's adverb.
That's correct. Carefully, and it's an adverb. Number 9, Juliana.
Adjective and sweet.
Okay, and then that's correct. Both of them are correct. And then Katie on number 10.
Adjective and bad.
That's correct. Brianna, number 11.
Carelessly and adverb.
That's correct. Andre, number 12.
12, surely, adverb.
That's correct. Surely an adverb. Juliana, number 13.
Adjective quick.
Nope, it would be an adverb and quickly. Adverb and quickly, jumped up quickly. Okay, number 14, Katie.
Adverb and really.
That's correct, adverb and really. And then the first one, Brianna, on 15.
Really. It's an adverb.
That's correct, really an adverb. And then the second one, Andre.
Bad and adjective.
That would be both incorrect. It's supposed to be badly and it's an adverb as well. So, all right. So I think it helped that those were almost all LY words, right? Or they were all LY words for the ones that were adverbs anyway. All right, so count up all 3 pages. All right, so on page. All right, 32. All right, Juliana.
-8.
Minus 18 or 8?
8.
8? Andre?
-6.
Katie?
7.
And Brianna?
7.5.
Wait, Ado, how much is this?
59.
Oh, okay.
All right, Eric, can you turn your microphone on real quick so I know that you're listening? Apparently you are. Okay, good. I just want to make sure you are there. All right, so let's look at the next part there on 229.
What?
Sorry, I turned to page 229. I just want to make sure you were actually hearing me. I wasn't sure for that 100% that you were saw me wave my hands or anything. All right, so we're talking about a minimum of modifiers, and this is basically trying to not be what's called redundant. Redundant is means that something there repeating itself more than it needs to be. So for instance, it says, well, in the instructions in Think A, it says there are redundant modifiers in each of the following sentences. Improve each sentence by drawing one line through the redundant word. So number one, his voice echoed back again from the cliff. What word could you cross out there so that it didn't have redundancy in it?
Again.
Yeah, you cross out the again because in echo, you know it's coming back already. It echoed back. You don't need to say it echoed back again. It's not the second time it echoed back. It's just the first time. That's what an echo does. It echoes back. All right? Juliana, about number 2. What word do you think could be crossed out there?
Three.
Yeah, 3, because trio means a group of 3 people. So you don't need the word 3 in there. All right? Katie, how about the third one? This one might be a little bit more difficult. And don't forget your microphone's off just in case you forgot. By the way, the statue is actually pictured on the right there. What word is it?
Horseback?
On horseback, correct, because equestrian means it's on horseback already. That's what equestrian is referring to, horses. Andre, how about number 4?
Dutch.
Yeah, you could, but the better one would be from Holland because Dutch
Oh
means
yeah,
from Holland. Yeah.
I knew it. I was just thinking of like which one
Yeah.
is it gonna be?
You got the redundant word. That's good. So, all right, Eric, how about number 5?
What are we supposed to do? Because
Well, there's what redundant word means that you're saying the same thing twice, even if you're not saying it with the same words. You're just saying it 2 times. So for the first one, his voice echoed. Echo means the voice comes back again. And then it says echoed back again. Well, the word again didn't need to be in there because that's what an echo is.
Mr.
So
Jones.
you're looking for a word that doesn't belong in that sentence or that repeats what's already there.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Do you think we're gonna finish language this year?
No, we won't finish language. I never
Okay.
do. I never have. That is my goal for next year, though.
Well, good thing we're not here.
Yes.
Or
Good thing we're leaving.
What difference would it make?
But we'd have to do the
More
whole book.
work.
So you'd rather not be ready for next year? Oh, because
No,
it's all
well,
about how
just-
much work you do. What difference does it make, Katie? You don't do your work anyway.
The end of the language is like mostly review anyway, so.
Well, it is, but you guys, see how you're struggling with adjectives and adverbs. That's why they repeat it every year, because they know that you need that repeated, what do you call it? Well, the method of learning is called spiral learning. You come back again and you get it again and you add a little bit more to it. And you come back again and you add a little bit more to it. But you guys can tell that obviously you don't know these things verbatim, right? I mean, you haven't, every time we go through something, you're like, oh man, you had forgotten some things. You may remember some things, but you certainly don't know it all. And wait till you get to next year. As you get up in grammar, it's going to be much more difficult than what you have now if you think this is hard. So, Eric, anyway, number 5.
Sunset.
Number 5, that's number 6.
Oh yeah, wait. Reworked.
Well, that's your verb. You can't really take your verb out. You can't say, Hannah, the problem again.
Again.
Yeah, again, because reworked means you already did it again. So that's the idea, okay? I'll let you guys finish number 6 through 10. Think B says on notebook paper, create interesting. Notice the word interesting and informative sentences by adding adjectives and adverbs to modify these basic sentences. All right? And so it says begin the sentence with words like It says begin the sentences with word groups like the following. And don't use the ones that they gave you. They're just giving you suggestions of how to think. Okay, so be creative, come up with your own on there. Then remember C. Let's do these together real quick because, see, this is the only page, right? Yeah, all right, so let's do these together. All right, so what is our, we're trying to find whether it's a subject, direct object, indirect object, predicate nominative, or object of the preposition. So the director asked, all right, so what is the subject and verb there, Andre?
For number one, remember C.
Yes.
Director asked.
Okay, so that's your subject and verb. And then it gives us a choice. So what kind of a verb is asked?
Action.
It is an action verb. So what does that mean we could be looking for here?
A direct object.
Yeah, direct object. So what would go in that blank then, Katie? What would go in that blank? The director asked blank. You got to turn your microphone on.
D-O.
No, in the blank though. The word from the end of the sentence, there's a parentheses and it's got two choices.
Oh,
You did
Us.
choose. Go ahead. Yes, us is correct, and it is a direct object, like you said. He asked us, and us is the receiving of the thing. Us boys to set up chairs for our program. Just for fun, for a bonus point. So get ready, Eric. No, you didn't finish it, but I'll still give you the bonus point. And I'm going to add it to you when you send me a picture. Send me a picture, Eric, of those pages. Are you ready? Okay. You guys ready? First one.
What?
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. Just wait.
What? I don't understand. What do you mean?
I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh,
Listen and see if you can answer my question. So what is, in number one, the word boys? What is that called? Don't say noun. It's not a noun. I'm not talking about that. It is a noun, but that's what I'm talking about. Oh, Brianna's looking.
an indirect object.
No. Indirect object would come between the direct object and the verb, and there's nothing between the direct object and the verb. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about those type of things. There's another name for it. Brianna knows she's heard it before.
It starts with an A, I think.
I don't know how to
Oh, you are
pronounce
correct,
it.
Andre. It does start with an A.
I remember hearing you say it.
antecedent?
No, not antecedent. Antecedent is the word that a pronoun refers to.
Attraction or something?
No, not an attraction. That would be like a ride at Disney World.
A poser. I don't know.
Acronym?
Nope. At least you're, yeah, that's good. Keep thinking. I'll give you another 30 seconds.
Antonym?
What?
An antonym?
Not an antonym. An antonym is opposite.
An adjective?
Not an adjective. Adjective is a modifier. That's not what that is.
Inadequate.
No, but I think your knowledge might be. Five seconds.
April.
April? What does April have to do with anything?
I didn't know what to say.
All right, it is in a positive.
A positive.
Positive.
Positive, yeah.
When it renames the word immediately after it. All right. Number two, Eric. So what goes in that blank, Eric, in the sentence? The band director gave direction to I or me. So microphone, Eric.
Me?
Correct, me. And so what is that? Is it a S-D-O-I-O-P-N or O-P? I suppose you could just guess.
It's a direct object.
Not a direct object. Although, what did the conductor gave what, Eric?
Directions.
Right, that would be the direct object. So it's not a direct object. Andre, can you tell us?
Indirect object.
You're just guessing. Look at the stinking sentence. Come on.
Is it PN?
No, it's not a PN because it's a action verb. Gave. Can't be a PN. It'd be a linking verb. It could be a PN or a PA, but
S?
Not the subject. The subject is conductor.
OP.
It is an OP, to me. Object of preposition. Preposition is to, and me is the object of preposition. All right, Juliana. You knew I was going to call on you, didn't you? Did I call on you already before? Oh, good. Okay. So what should go in the blank there? Should the new stage crew be they or them?
Them.
Ah!
It's they. I
Those are
remembered
fun.
what you said last time.
Yes, that's right. Because if you reword it and you make it like a regular sentence, they should be the new stage crew, right? And so that kind of helps you to know. But there's another reason why. Because it is a, what is it, Andre? What should go in the blank there?
For 3,
Yeah. Well, let's figure it out logically.
they.
Katie, what's the subject and verb in this sentence? Microphone if you need to say something.
Crew.
Crew's subject, very good.
Be.
Well, use the helping verb with it.
Should be.
Should be. Okay, so what is should be? What is be then? Andre, what is be?
Be a state of being verb.
Well, or it could be a what?
Linking.
Linking verb. So let's imagine it's a linking verb. Hint, because it is. It's linking. So that means it would have to be a predicate nominative if it was working that way, right? So does they talk about the subject crew? Is it this? Are they the same ones? Wouldn't it be the same ones? Shake your head, yes. Yes. So they and stage crew or crew would be the same thing. And so they, because it is a predicate nominative, you know, the list of pronouns nominative, it has to be the word they, because that's in the nominative list. That's why it can't be them. But the way that Juliana was thinking about it, where you change the sentence around and say they should be the new stage crew, that makes more sense to figure it out that way. And also because you know it can be the subject, if you did it that way, then you also know it would have to be a predicate nominative because it can replace the subject. You can move it around in the same way. All right, so let's look at page 230. All right, so good and well. When do you use which one? All right, this is a sometimes can be very confusing, and Mrs. Jones will sometimes have to correct me even when I'm using these words. But good and well are modifiers that are often confused. Very important that we understand how to use them correctly. So Andre, read the next part there.
Good is always an adjective. The farmer's good.
Go ahead, keep going. I'll let you read the two examples.
The farmer's good harvest is an answer to prayer. The weather was good all last week.
Okay, so Brianna, what does good in the first sentence modify?
Harvest.
Okay, so harvest is a noun and it's an adjective modifying harvest. Katie, what about in the second sentence? What is good modifying there?
Feeling.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Feeling.
That's not even in there. We're in the second sentence on, it says good is always an adjective.
Oh. Weather.
Yeah, it's modifying weather, which is basically makes it a predicate adjective, okay? Was is connected to connecting weather to good. And so good weather makes sense, and so that's what it's modifying. Okay, so always an adjective. Good is always an adjective, okay? You can't good something, I don't think, can you? Okay, Juliana, read the second part.
Well is an adverb or an adjective. It tells how something is done. Adverb or describes a person's health. Adjective.
Okay, so for the word well, the only time well is used as an adjective is when it's talking about how somebody is feeling. How do you feel? I feel well. Okay, they're not asking you how you feel things. How do you feel? Oh, that feels good. No, that's not what they're talking about. Okay, they're talking about feeling in health. Okay, that's what they're talking about. So Grace skates how? She skates well. That's an adverb. I feel well enough to return to school. How do you feel? I feel well enough to return to school. And so I feel well. All right. So on Think A. So what do you think, Eric, for Think A number 1? What should go in that blank? Microphone when you get a chance. So which word belongs, good or well, for number 1? Eric?
Good.
Okay, good. That's right. It looks what? It looks good. All right. How about number 2, Andre?
Being a foreign student.
Where are you?
I'm sorry. Are you feeling well today?
Yes. Are you feeling well today? Brianna, number 3.
Mr. Thornton can certainly sing well.
Poor Mrs. Thornton. She's so ugly. She looks like a man. So, Brianna, it was Mrs. Thornton. And what did you say? Sing well? Yes. How does she sing? That's an adverb there. Okay, Juliana, number 4.
Good.
Yeah, what a good idea. What kind of an idea? A good idea. Okay, number 5, Katie. Microphone, sorry.
Good.
Yeah, it tasted really good. Okay. All right. So number 6, Brianna, do that one too.
Well,
Yeah. Well, it's talking about how I can read. Number 7, Andre.
Good.
Yep. Very good. And then number 8, Juliana.
Well,
Yes, it runs well now that it has had a tune-up. Okay. You guys sound like you have that down pretty well. Let's look at Think B. It says, decide if the following sentences, if each of the following sentences is correct or incorrect. If the sentence is correct, write correct in the blank. If the sentence is incorrect, underline the mistake and write the correction in the blank. All right. So that's all you have to do on that one. And that would be your last part of your assignment there. So 229 and 230. At the top of 229, the first 2 things. Do those sentences, please. Eric? Eric? Hello, Eric. We appreciate that you're not showing us your face, but it really would be helpful if there's some way that you could, we can see that you're there, because it's hard to tell. All I see is like this little bit of, well, you have a lot more hair than I do, but this hair that's sticking at the top of the bottom of the picture. Anyway, so make sure that you get those pages to me. So did you write down your assignment, Eric?
Yes.
Okay. Did everybody else write their assignment down for language?
Yeah.
No, Andre, you said?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said no. Sorry. All right. So that's it. Any questions about anything? And Eric, I need you to go back and watch that video also for the math,
Okay.
for the math lesson for today.
Hey,
All right.
Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
I already turned it on. I already have it ready. So as soon as I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna watch it.
Well, it's gonna be hard to do because I haven't uploaded it. How are
Yeah,
you
I
gonna
know.
do it?
But I have your.
Oh,
thing
you'll
on.
be ready when it uploads. Okay, gotcha. Sure, I'll have it ready for you. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
bye.
All right, bye.